สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Thai curry is popular all over the world, so much so that my most popular video is my green curry video. And the question that I get asked a lot is, what is the best brand of Thai curry paste? Because let's face it, most of us are not gonna make it from scratch, Thai people included. And my answer usually goes something like this. Well, I usually go with Mae Ploy, but this and this is also great. Notice I never directly answer the question, what is the best brand? Because I actually don't know. I've been using Mae Ploy for years. It's kind of become a default for me. But is it actually the best? Well, the only way to objectively find that out is to do a blind taste test, which I am going to do today. Here's the plan. I've chosen 5 brands of Thai curry paste, and first I'm going to make just a basic curry sauce with them, and then taste them and rank them in order of my preference. And then I'm going to take my top and my bottom choice and make a full curry with them, complete with meat, vegetables, and eat it with rice, to see if once all of those ingredients are added, is the difference still significant? Let's meet our contestants and talk about how I chose them. First, I narrowed it down to just red curry paste for our test because it's the most basic paste, it's the most widely available, and the most versatile. I used it in the most number of my recipes, and importantly, every brand has a red curry paste. Now, there are many brands out there. Obviously, I can't possibly taste this, all of them. So I had to narrow it down to a manageable number, and here is how I chose them. First, I chose only brands that are commonly available outside of Thailand, so nothing obscure or local or specific to Canada that you can't find. Second, I chose brands that have been around for quite some time and have good reputation, so they're all coming in with a certain amount of cred. Finally, I checked the ingredient list to make sure that it's got all of the things you'd expect in a red curry paste without any additives, because a good curry paste should just be a mix of real food ingredients. And with those guidelines, I arrived at these 5. Mae Ploy. This is my current go-to brand, as I mentioned. I just want to note that it does contain shrimp paste, so if you're a vegetarian, this is going to be out by default. Aroy Di. This is another brand that I use quite often because it's widely available. They also make my go-to coconut milk. Mae Si. This is the only one that comes in a can and also the only one with added sugar, which I've never actually noticed until now, so this might be a new thing. Nam Chai. I've been seeing more of this lately, and it's the other one in our lineup that contains shrimp paste. Finally, Thai Kitchen, which is not actually something that I see often in Asian stores, but by far the most common one at the international aisle of non-Asian stores. So if you can't find anything else on this list, you can probably find this one. Before we taste, a little background on curry paste. Thai curry paste is basically just a mixture of ground up herbs and spices. There are tons of varieties, red, yellow, green, so on and so forth. Now, for each paste, there is a basic expectation of what it should taste like, but like any food, everyone has their own recipe, hence all of these different brands on the market. Now, if you want to learn more about Thai curry paste, I highly suggest checking out my Curry Paste 101 video where I go through what it is, what's in it, how to use and store, so on and so forth, and I will link to that below. All right, let's make our curry sauce. I'm measuring out all my ingredients by weight for accuracy. Just a quick reaction after I've just weighed everything out. They all look visibly different, which is good because in the back of my mind, I was afraid that somehow these are actually manufactured by the same company and they're just different branding, which happens. But it appears that that is not the case. There are different colors, different textures, they smell different, so this is good. They should taste different. To make the curry sauce, I'm first going to saute the paste in some neutral oil for exactly 2 minutes. Now, usually I like to saute my curry paste in reduced coconut milk, as you may have seen before in other videos, but I want to eliminate the potential differences between coconut milk being reduced to different degrees, so this will help keep our samples more consistent. For some of these pastes, they're starting out drier and they're sticking to the bottom within that 2 minutes. And so I have to deglaze the pot to prevent the curry paste from burning. Then I'm going to add some coconut milk, some water, and a little bit of sugar to help balance the salt. I'm not seasoning it with any fish sauce right now because most of these pastes have quite a bit of salt in it, and at this point, without any added meat or vegetables, any added fish sauce is probably gonna make it too salty. And that's just gonna simmer for exactly 5 minutes to allow for the flavors from the paste to integrate into the liquid. And that's our curry sauce. And I'm going to repeat this process for all 5 brands. And to control for differences in evaporation during simmering, I weighed the final curry sauce and added water to make them all weigh as much as the heaviest one. For the tasting, I also reheated them so they are roughly the same warm temperature. All right, moment of truth. First, I'm gonna have Adam come in and rearrange all of these. I'm gonna be in here and not looking.
I'll let you move them back.
Okay. Okay. Spicy. Taking notes so I don't forget. It's definitely spicy, salty, good flavor, strength. Sweeter, less salty, very weak flavor. Like I feel like I need to at least double the paste in that one. There's a lemongrass fiber that wasn't ground quite fine. Quite salty. Yeah, both of these are about equally salty. Good flavor, good strength. I feel like I like the flavor of this better. I do not like the lemongrass fibers, but the flavor of this one is a little bit stronger than that. Spiciness, saltiness, about the same. Really weak and watery. Not too salty though, which is a positive. Good flavor, but weak. I'm gonna compare the 2 weak ones. Oh, this is by far the weakest. This tastes so watery. This is my bottom pick so far. This one is quite salty, but compared to my current top pick, this one's a little more acidic. So 1, 3, and 5 are currently very, very close. This one's prominently salty. I feel like I taste shrimp paste in this one. It's a little bit more funky. Okay. I'm gonna try the weak ones again. Oh man, this one is so watery. It's so hard to judge. It's so watery. Okay. Here is my thought on this. 1, 3, and 5, you can't go wrong with any of these. Good flavor, good level of spice, and quite a bit of saltiness, which is not always a positive because there are some situations where it's too salty. Like if you want to be able to use a lot of paste to amp up the flavor, but then that makes it too salty. So that's not always a positive, but flavor-wise, these are good. These two are weak. This one has good flavor, but it's quite weak, so you'd need to use more of it. This one is so watery, so mild, that it's so hard for me to even know how good the flavor is. So for sure, according to this test, this is my bottom pick. And this is kind of a problem because think about it. If I'm making a recipe and I'm using this one, and I tell you to put 3 tablespoons of curry paste, you go and you make yours with this one, you're gonna think that I gave you a weak recipe because it's so diluted, right? But it's not my fault or the fault of the recipe that you're following, but it's actually the paste because this is huge how different these are. Now, picking my top pick, we know that this is the bottom pick. My top pick, let me just do this one more time. Splitting hairs, to be honest. Like totally splitting hairs at this point. I'm going to go with this one because I feel like it's got a little bit more oomph. And that could be the shrimp paste, and I'm biased because I like shrimp paste. Yeah, I feel like this one has more oomph, so that's my top pick. Bottom pick. Okay, let's reveal. What is my top pick? You know it. It's my go-to. It is mae ploy. It is mae ploy, ladies and gentlemen, which for those of you who are vegetarian, that is not good news because mae ploy contains shrimp paste. Our worst is Thai kitchen, which is not unexpected because Thai kitchen, I think, is made for not Thai people. They don't sell it in Thailand, for example. So they're probably wanting to make this milder and weaker for those who are not used to spice. Our third one, which was decent. Nam chai. Wow, nam chai came out pretty good. Nam chai came out pretty good. This one also quite weak. I have a theory about what this is. Messy, yes. The reason I had a feeling this was messy was because the paste was also quite wet. So these two were probably the ones that I didn't have to deglaze at all because the paste already had so much moisture in it, which by default means that they also have less seasoning and spices and herbs in it. And this one is aroy di. There you go. In conclusion, mae ploy, nam chai, aroy di, all really good options. If you want no shrimp paste, you want to go with aroy di because nam chai and mae ploy both have shrimp paste. Not surprisingly, also my top pick because shrimp paste really does add umami and oomph. And so that was not a surprise. If you are somebody who really needs things to be mild and you want more room to adjust, you want to be able to like add more paste without making it too strong or too salty, then these two will be your go-to. Now for our next test, I'm going to take my top pick and my bottom pick, and I'm going to try to make the best curry I could possibly make with them. That means that for the Thai kitchen one, I will add more paste. I will probably add more fish sauce than I will with this one. I want to bring them to their full potential and see, yes, on a standardized test, it's not performing as well, but can we work around it? Like, can we just add more stuff and it'll be just as good as this one in the end? Let's find out. For the curry, I'm going to bring our curry sauce to a boil and then add a little bit of palm sugar and some bamboo shoots. Once that comes back to a boil, I'm going to add some chicken breast, which has been marinating in just a little bit of fish sauce. I'm going to cook it for just a couple more minutes until the chicken is done, and then I'm going to taste for seasoning. And I want to bring this to its optimal level. And for mae ploy, I had to add just a little bit of fish sauce, and then off the heat and stir in some Thai basil. And that is it. Now, this is a basic chicken curry that is very similar to my green curry recipe, which I will link to below in case you want to try this at home. For the Thai kitchen, I'm going to start by first sauteing more curry paste, and I'm basically doubling it up. Once that's got its 2 minutes of sauteing, and then I repeat the same process as with the other curry. But for this one, I had to add quite a bit more fish sauce to bring it up to the optimal seasoning level. So they look very different. Here is our Thai kitchen and here's our mae ploy. Thai kitchen is so much redder because I had to add more paste. So what this tells me is that they put a lot of chilies so that the color is there, but maybe there's less of everything else, so that's why the flavor is so weak. And if you didn't know, you look at this, automatically you're gonna be like, yeah, that looks better, right? But let's find out. And to make this representative of real life, I'm gonna have it with rice. Who has curry without rice? Let's taste our good one first, just as a benchmark, because we're trying to determine whether we can bring this up to the level of our paste of choice. That's good. Good level of spice. I would call this mild. It might be medium for some people, but I think this is a good, like, crowd pleaser level. It's very red. There's like no heat. Like kid friendly. So this is very interesting. Is it bad? No. Is it a meal I would enjoy? For me, it's still a little weak. For a kid, this would be perfect because it's not spicy at all. It's kind of weird because it actually feels richer and thicker. Like the texture of the curry is thicker, which tells me that there's more solids in it now. We doubled the paste, that would make sense. There should be more stuff in it. But it still tastes weaker than this one. So I don't know what the stuff is that is in here, but it's not really delivering the flavor that's in this. And could it be shrimp paste? I wouldn't say so because the Aroidi paste that didn't have shrimp paste seems to be able to deliver a good flavor as well, but that might be one of it. So overall, my conclusion is if you can get mae ploy or one of the other top two, this one is workable, but still, like, even if I tried my best, it's still not as good, not as flavorful as this one. But if you're very sensitive to spice or you're cooking for kids, maybe this is the one to choose. So the takeaway for me is that there's a big range between brands. And when you are cooking using store-bought curry paste, you cannot throw your judgment out the window. You have to taste and adjust and be prepared to add more if needed, if you happen to be using one of these. So I would say go with our top 3 if you can, but it's not a deal breaker if these are your only options. Just know that you need to do some extra work. If you're following my recipes, I'm usually using either Aroidi or mae ploy as a test. Nam chai is close enough that if you're using that, you probably don't need to adjust if following my recipes. Other people's recipes, who knows? Who knows what they are using? So this is why you have to use your judgment. And that is it. I hope that was interesting and informative. It was definitely interesting for me. If you have any opinions at all about curry paste that you've used in the past, another brand that we didn't cover, do share with us in the comments below. And a special thanks to all of our Patreon supporters who help support the show. And if you want to know what that's all about, how to get bonus content and have direct access to me, I will link to all that in the description below. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time. Sawadee ka.